lab class review session. In today's session, we are going to discuss about programming exercise, uh, about programming exercise from the different chapters. So you already know that we have in total 9 chapters. So I basically sort out some sample problem from those uh, chapters. From each and every chapter, I basically find out maybe 4 to 5 sample exercise which you have to practice for your examination. So let me share one Word document with you. Inside that Word document, you will get a number of exercise given over there. So I'm sharing that Word document with you. Is this Word document visible to you? Programming exercise CSC 184.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, at first you can see chapter number 1 or lecture number 1 given over there. And from this chapter number 1, I basically find out 5 important question or 5 sample program. If you practice this sample program, then whatever the question I might give you from the chapter number 1, you will be able to solve all the problems. But the thing is that you have to understand the problem, you have to understand the solution as well. And I know you already submitted an assignment in my email, as well as the hard copy you submitted to me,
Yes, sir.
and you already have this solution. So I am recommending you please uh, understand the question first, then try to solve the problem, and when you solve the problem, try to understand the procedure. So let's see what we have inside this lecture number 1, overview of C. So at first we have a problem like, given the radius of a circle, when a program to compute and display, write a program to compute and display its area. Use a symbolic constant to define the pi value and assume a suitable value for radius. So thing is very
Radius.
simple. We already solved it in our lab class 11. Like, we have to find out the area of circle, and we know the area of circle is pi r square. So from the user, you have to take the value radius, the value of r you have to take, and then you have to apply the value in the equation, that is area equals to pi into r, pi r square. Okay, and here one thing they mentioned, that is symbolic constant. You have to use symbolic constant of the value of pi. You already know how we can use symbolic constant. Okay, like we have to write down uh, hash define in the constant name, like you can use pi, and then give space, then give the value of pi, 3.1416. And when you write down the equation, you have to write down like that: area equals to pi, pi, not the 3.1
R into R.
pi, right, into r into r. So
Yes, sir.
this type of then second question we have, all of you please turn off your or mute your microphone please for now. So second question we have here, how we can convert, okay, degree to Celsius or Celsius to. Then we have third question, that is we have to find out area of triangle, and the formulas are given here. You have to take the value of ABC, you have to find out the triangle area, okay, by using the formula A equals to root over, you have to use SQRT, S into S minus A, S minus B, and S minus C. We all also solve this one, and you also submitted assignment to me on this program. Then here is the distance problem, two distance given, 2 point given. Basically we have to find out distance in between this point, and you see the formula also given here. Then we have another question. This one is very similar with this question number 4. So these are the 5 questions you have to solve from this lecture number 1. But definitely during the exam time, you will not going to get the same question. I'm going to give you some modification. Like here, basically, we are talking about circle. I might tell you that, okay, so find out the area of triangle, or find out the area of rectangle, or find out the area of think about what, square. Okay, this type of shape I might ask, tell you. Then for the second question, you might get some alternative like that. I might tell you that, okay, so I'm giving input in taka, you have to find out the output in paisa. Okay, this type of very simple general concept I'm going to give you. That means you're going to get very minor modification over there. Am I clear to you? Chapter number
Yes.
1, lecture number 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
The last one, sir.
last one you already submitted. Okay, in this session I cannot, I mean, explain the code. Okay, last thing basically they are telling that a point on a conference of a circle center is this one, and is this one. Write a program to compute perimeter and area of circle. Okay, so you have to find out two things here. One is area of circle, you already know what is the area of circle, that is pi r square. And what is perimeter? In Bangla we call it perimeter. Okay, 2 pi r. Okay, so you have to find out these two values, but here let me then you will be able to understand. So here we have x-axis, and here we have x-axis, and y-axis we have here, and the middle one is 0 point, isn't it? 0 point. Okay, you can see here 0 point, and we have another point that is 4 5. Okay, it might be in this 4 5. Okay, this position. Okay, 4 5. This is 4, and this is suppose 5. Okay, so these 2 points are given. So now they're telling that by using these 2 points we can make a circle. Okay, this is the center. Make it center and then draw a circle like this. Okay, though it is not proper shape. Okay, so consider this the circle. Now you have to find out what the perimeter. Two things: perimeter, the area. So what you have to do, you have to find out the distance in between these 2 points. We already know how we can find out the distance. By using this formula, we can find out the distance. And this is nothing but your radius. This value is nothing but your radius. So two formula you need. One is 2 pi r, another one is pi r square. So if you have the value of r, you can easily find out the perimeter. You can easily find out the value of r. Okay. Am I clear to you? Okay, so if you do not have any question, then we can move to the next chapter. That is chapter number 2, lecture number 2. We have in lecture number 2 again. I gave you some very simple questions. This is a very simple question we have. I give here. That is like you have to convert taka to paisa. Okay, or you have to take two float type variable. You have to divide one value with another value, like this problem. Then number 3 is write a program to read two floating point number, use scanf statement, assign their sum in an integer variable, and then output the values of all three variables. So these are the problems you might get. Okay, you already solved again. You already solved this problem, all of them in your lab class, as well as you submitted assignment in my email, as well as the hard copy you have submitted. Okay. So these are the question from chapter number 2. Then lecture number 3, operator and expression. Again, I find out some important question from this chapter number or lecture number 3, like exchange the values. Okay, in the first question we are doing. Then rightmost digit. Okay, I would like to find out of a given number. Then I would like to find out. You see the rectangle. Okay, I would like to find out the area and perimeter of rectangle. But don't worry, during the examination time I will give you some hint, like inside the hint I will mention the area. Okay, don't worry, you need not to memorize or remember all the shapes area. Then you have to find out okay, sum of a given digit. Suppose you are giving 1 2 3 4, that means 1234. If you take this number, you have to add all the digits and you have to display the summation value. Okay, so you also submit this one to me, both in email and hard copy assignment. Then decision making and branching, lecture number 4. again I mentioned here 5 problems. Okay, problems are important to you, like you have to find out biggest number among 3 numbers. Then second question, you have to convert your grade to number mark to grade. Then in third one, you have to find out those number and you have to sum up those number, which number divisible by 6 but not 4, and lie in between 0 to 100. That means you have to run a loop. You have to start from 0, you have to end with 100, and then you have to check the condition inside the if condition. You can write down if number is divisible by 6 and number is not divisible by 4. This condition you have to apply, then easily you can find out the values. And every time when you find out the value where the criteria match, on that time you have to add all the values and you have to show the result. Okay, then number 4, this one is important, prime number. Okay, prime number question, this one is important. You have to give input a number, integer number, and you have to check whether this number is prime or not. And we know the logic. What is the logic for to find out the primary number? Okay, so that number should be divisible by 1 and itself, no other number. Okay, then this is the electricity problem. We also solved this one at our in our lab class. Okay, right. So in the next chapter, again we have 5 problems. You can see here, decision making and looping. So I'm telling here that you have to find out even numbers 1 to 10. You have to run. You can use for loop. You can start with 1. You can end with 10, and you can apply the logic to find out the even or odd number. What is the logic? If we divide the number by using 2, if remainder is 0, then that is even number. If remainder is 1, that is odd number. That is the thing. Then we have one problem for factorial number. Factorial means 5. Suppose 3 factorial. 3 factorial means 3 into 2 into 1. You have to multiply the values and then you will get the factorial number. Okay. Then Fibonacci series, you also learned. I also discussed this Fibonacci series in your class. Then different types of shape we can draw by using for loop. Okay, this type of triangle shape, fluid triangle we can draw, or this type of 5 by 5 shape we can draw, or 4 by 4 shape we can draw. It's square shape we can draw by using for loop. So practice this thing. Again, you submitted assignment through email as well as your soft copy you submitted to me. Then last
factorial program, sir.
Sorry.
So all are. What is factorial program, sir?
Factorial. Okay, factorial. Let me show you. I'm typing here. Suppose if I write down, if I say that 3 factorial. Okay, 3 factorial. So equals to, we can write down 3 into, what is into 2? Suppose 3 into 2 into 1. Sorry, 1. Okay, right. So you have to find out the multiplication value here. Okay, so that means 6 is the output. That means as a number, if I give 3 in this program, it will give me output 6. Okay, if I give here suppose 5, then what will be the output? 5. Then it will multiply like this: 5 into, what is it? Into, then 4 into, sorry, 4. It should be 4 into 3. Okay, so it will multiply this one. So it might be how much? 5 into 20, 20 into, okay, 120, isn't it? 120. Okay, 120. It will give you output 120. That means 120. Okay, in this way I am giving a number and my program will do the calculation and it will give me the factorial value of that given number. That is the thing. Okay, so by using loop, okay, you can do the perform this task. Okay, am I clear to you? What should
Yes,
be the,
sir.
right?
Sir, but how we will start this program, sir? This type of program we did not previous, sir. Factorial
Factorial is the
program.
very easy one. Okay, if you have any problem, then I can discuss. No problem. Okay, I can discuss the logic here. Let me give me some time. Okay, factorial problem. But guys, the thing is that whatever the problem given here, these are the sample problem. You have to practice this problem. You have to understand this problem. Then if I give minor modification in your exam script, then you can easily solve that problem. Okay, so be careful about it. I am basically discussing the main logic. Okay, so that you can understand that factorial problem. Okay, let me write down the code.
How many program do final exam, sir?
Okay, in your final examination, think about your theoretical question. I'm going to give you 50% CSE 183. In this CSE 183 course, I'm going to give you like 50% theory and 50% programming question. Okay, and in your lab, I might give you 2 to 3. Okay, not more than that. Problem, you have to solve those problems. Examination procedure, about the examination procedure and question pattern, I'm going to call another meeting tomorrow. On that meeting, I'm going to discuss everything on that meeting. Okay, so for now, I'm showing the factorial problem. As you raise the question that we have some issue with this factorial problem, we never saw this one. So, but this one is a very easy program. Okay, okay, let me write it down first. I'm writing the main logic only.
11.
Okay, should be like this.
Sir, lab exam date, sir.
Lab exam date also I also announce tomorrow. Okay.
Sir, you taking class same time, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Same time taking class, sir? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow I will announce the time in your group. Huh? Not in the same time. Tomorrow is actually Friday. Okay, so tomorrow do not have any class. So I'm going to announce the date in your group, messenger group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Let me write down the code for now. Then I'm going to explain what I am doing here.
Sir, 8:30 দিয়েন না স্যার।
Okay, okay. So I will fix time in which time will not hamper your sleeping. Okay, sleeping. Okay.
Sir, this slide upload sir module, sir.
This what document?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, it's not uploaded yet. I'm going to upload it in your Facebook Messenger group. Okay. After our class, I'm
Okay,
going to
sir.
upload it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Are those important as far as theory exam?
Right, right. For theory and this lab, for both examination, these are important. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Can you see my code? Whatever I write down here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm making it zoom so that you can clearly see it. Now is it clear? More clear to you? More visible to you?
Yes.
Okay. So here, okay, some other modification. Okay. So at first, what we are doing here, I am basically, showing one message to my user. That is what? Enter a number. You can put here 3. You can give here 4. You can give here 5. Any number you can give. Okay. Then I am scanning that number from my user. I'm taking the value of M from my user. Then what I am doing, I am basically assigning the value inside M. The value of N I am basically assigning inside N, and then I can I am writing down fact equals to 0. So then inside the while loop, I'm checking the condition if the number is greater than 0, then it will perform the multiplication operation. Okay, so at first, suppose if I give here 3 for an example, if I give here 3, then what it will do, it will multiply like this. It will check 3 is greater than 0, condition true. If this condition true, then we can go inside this loop body. It will multiply like this. 3, this will be 3, fact value is 3, then it will multiply that value by using n. Okay, so no, sorry, fact value is here 0. Okay, 0 multiplied by, okay, so here I have one problem, that is when you multiply the value, on that time it's better to take 1, not 0. If you take here 0, then you will get 0 value, isn't it? Every time you will get what? 0, isn't it? You understand the problem? 0 multiplied by 3, every time it will give you 0. So that's why we have to write it down like this. The value of fact will be 1, then okay, then we can multiply like this. 1 into how much? The value of n is 3, isn't it? So it will store 3 inside this fact. It will decrease 1, n equals to n minus 1. The value of n was 3, now it will be 3 minus 1, 2. Factorial, the value of n is now 2. Now what it will do? It will again check the condition. 2 is less than, 2 is greater than 0. Condition true. It will come and it will multiply like this. 3 into, it will erase the previous value, and then it will write down 3 into 2, isn't it? 3 into 2. Now it is storing 6 inside this fact. It will override the previous value, it will make it 6. Okay, it will decrease 1, now it will be 1. It will check the condition, 1 is greater than 0, still condition true. What it will do, it will come inside this loop body, it will multiply like this. 6 into 1, isn't it? Now it will be 6 again, now it will decrease again, now it will be 1 minus 1, now it is 0. It will check the condition, 0 is greater than 0. Condition true or false? Condition false, right? Then it will come out from the loop and it will going to print the value of fact. Okay, value of last value of fact. Okay, it will print like that. A factorial number of 3 is, the m value will come here. Okay, the factorial number of 3 is 6. Okay, 3 is, here it will print 6. Okay, it will print the factorial value here. You understand how it will work? But here, if you want, you can avoid this line. Okay, you can avoid this line. You need not to assign the value of m inside n. Okay, directly we can calculate with this m even. Okay, am I clear to you? What is the thing going here? This is a very simple program. We are multiplying every time. Okay, right. Okay. Now I am again going back. Okay, so these are the problem you have to solve till chapter number 5. Then in chapter number 6, chapter number 7, and chapter number 8 and 9, these 4 chapters, whatever the program given, I basically solve all of them. I basically make some video tutorial on it. You can go to my YouTube channel, then you will get all the solution. Okay, like from
Sir, name, sir?
Sorry.
Sir, YouTube channel, sir?
Channel. Okay, YouTube channel is Learn with Rakib. Learn, Learn, Learn with Rakib. 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 Okay. And if you need, I'm going to give the YouTube channel link again in the messenger group. Okay, no problem. But to solve this problem, you can practice with your own, or you can go to my YouTube channel for more knowledge about the problem. So inside this array we have addition of and subtraction of one dimensional array, we have addition and subtraction of two dimensional array, multiplication of two dimensional array, and transpose matrix. Okay, these four problems we have, okay, from this array. But if you want to solve the problem from this array section, you should have very good idea about nested for loop. Okay, one loop inside another for loop. I explained everything in my YouTube tutorial, so go through that one. Then I told you that from lecture number 7, 8, 9, I'm going to give you a few questions, like 5 to 7. I give you 7 questions here. Like from this lecture number 7, you might get question like this, like how we can concatenate two string. Okay, we have formula string concatenate, isn't it? We have one formula in our previous class. We already discussed about that one, and inside my lecture you will get the explanation. Then count number of vowels, constant, word in or word in a sentence. I might give you a string, that inside this string how many vowels we have, how many constant we have, how many word we have in this sentence. Okay, you have to show me the number. Okay, right. So again, the explanations are given in the video tutorial. Okay, I also explain over there my code even. Okay, the code also given there. So find number of character in a string. Okay, that means inside a string how many characters we have. Okay, we can use strlen len function, if you remember. By using strlen we can use that one. But if you use any string function, on that time you have to use one additional header file. You have to be careful. One additional header file that is called hash include string.h. Okay. Then inside the lecture number 4, I'm giving you very simple task, that is how we can add or how we can subtract two numbers. But in this time, what we have to do, we have to use function concept. Directly, I cannot write down variable, declare variable, assign value, and I cannot just write down the equation inside the main function. Instead of that, what I have to do, I have to declare my user-defined function, I have to define my user-defined function, and I have to call my user-defined function. Okay, so this concept also
Sir,
given inside.
I have a question, sir.
Just a minute. Huh? I also explain this one in my YouTube video tutorial. Okay, so
Sir,
please.
sir, chapter lecture 8, sir, when we will add two numbers or subtract two numbers, function will be written in upper or lower, sir.
Okay, so
correct?
if you write down that function before the main function, okay, that means upper, before the main function, you need not to define that function. You understand? You will get advantage. You need to define that function. But if you write down the user defined function after the main function, on that time you have to define the function, you have to declare that function, and you have to define that function. So you can write down in both cases. Okay, like before the main function or after the main function, you can write it down. And in my video tutorial, I explain what will happen if you write down before main function, and what will happen if you, when you write down the user defined function after the main function. Okay, am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I might tell you that, okay, so add 3 numbers. Here I'm telling that add 2 numbers. I might tell you that add 3 numbers. Okay, or multiply 3 numbers. If you can add, if you can subtract, definitely you can multiply, you can subtract. Okay, and that might be 4 numbers, 3 numbers. Okay, that you have to pass.
Microphone problem করতেছে স্যার একটু
You have to
দেখেন
pass 3 value like this. Okay, so that is the thing. Then last one is pointer. Like again the same thing, how we can add 2 numbers by using is pointer. Second question is how we can add call by reference. Call by reference means we have to use 2 concepts inside our program. That is, one is pointer, another one is function. These two things we have to combine together. We have to pass a pointer
Abira sir, mute your
as
microphone.
our parameter. Okay, we have to pass pointer as our parameter. That is called call by reference. Okay, again I explained these three problems in my YouTube channel, my video tutorial. Okay, sum of array elements using pointer, the last thing. Like inside the array we have 5 numbers, 1 2 3 4 5. By using pointer, what you have to do, you have to add those five numbers, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, but you have to use the concept of array. Okay, that is the thing.
স্যার
হ্যাঁ,
স্যার
please.
আমার একটু কথা
হুম
স্যার ওই এই যে ফাংশনটা যে একটু আগে লিখলেন মানে ফ্যাক্টরিয়াল ফাংশনটা
প্রোগ্রাম
এটাকে শুরু
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ প্রোগ্রামটা এটা কি শুরু করতে হবে include.studio.h
definitely that was the mandatory part. Okay, that was the mandatory part. You have to write down each and every C programming language, isn't it? So you have to write down hash include stdio.h. Okay, then you have to write down void main. Okay, function. Then you have to give starting first bracket, second bracket. Then at the end you have to give closing second bracket. Okay, now this one is over.
এখানে আইএনটি নিতে হবে না স্যার
Definitely you have to take the variable. You are using here you are using here fact, isn't it? Okay, you have to write down integer n comma m comma fact. Okay, in this way you have to write it down. Okay, like this. Okay, so I'm going to upload this document in our Facebook messenger group. Okay, so you will get it in our messenger group. So from my side, that's all about your lab instruction. So I'm going to give you I'm going to take another meeting on our examination procedure, when I'm going to take your lab examination, and what will be the procedure for lab examination, as well as I'm going to discuss about theoretical course CSE 183, how we are going to conduct that session. Okay, tomorrow in your convenient time I'm going to announce another meeting. I'm going to call another meeting. So I'm requesting all of you, please join that meeting. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload this Word document in my in our Facebook messenger group, as well as a soft copy, recorded version of this video I'm going to upload in your group. Okay, that is the thing. So for now, all of you, please write down your ID in the chat section. Okay, please in the chat section write down your ID. Okay, so in our chat box we have some questions, sir. These are important as the theory exam. Okay, yes. So these are important for the theory exam as well. Theory and lab both. Okay, lab exam. When lab exam will happen. So I will announce the date in the group. Don't worry. Lab exam date I will announce. Sir, do not modify program from chapter 7, 8, 9. Okay. So guys, don't worry. I'm going to give you minor modification, as I already mentioned. If in this problem, in this Word document, we have portion like that, add 2 numbers. I might tell you that add 3 numbers. Okay, instead of addition, I can tell you that multiplication. At least you have this common sense that you have to change the operator. We have to pass one parameter, extra parameter like this. Okay, don't worry. From last 3 chapters, I'm going to ask you very easy question. Okay, don't worry. Okay, about this.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
স্যার এই ফাইনালের যে চ্যাপ্টার গুলো স্যার এখান থেকে একটু মানে চেঞ্জ করে কোশ্চেন গুলো, কারণ আমাদের ফাইনালের এইগুলো একটু বুঝতে কেমন জানি হিমশিম পেয়ে যাচ্ছে স্যার।
Okay, so try your level best to understand it, but still if you have any problem to understand any program, okay, after seeing my YouTube tutorial, then knock me in the group. If it is clear, then I will take another session to discuss about this problem. Okay, no problem about it, but try to give your best effort.
স্যার আমাদের
What is the question? Any question?
ওই আবির হাসান ভাই আপনার প্রবলেম কি? আপনার মাইক্রোফোন